Well, everybody, so today I'm just gonna make this video to tell you that today's another mass shooting. I'm doing the Port Arthur massacre that happened back in 1996 in Tasmania. The um, the perpetrator of this attack is Martin Bryant, 28. Well, he's 56 years old. Nowadays, he's 56 years old now, but at the time of the massacre, he was 28 years old. Nearly 29. So today we're going to do the timeline of the Port Arthur massacre. So yeah, let's do it. Martin Bryant arrived at the Seascape Guest House at around 10 a.m. that morning with the intention of murder in his mind. He then entered the building, and instantly after he entered, he saw Nolene or Sally and shot her repeatedly, killing her. David then came out and he killed him as well with multiple more shots. Very brutal indeed. He then noticed two tourists and then told them that they can't visit because his parents were out, and then took off in his car. He would make his way to the Broad Arrow Cafe. Shortly after taking a seat at that table there, he would prepare for the coming shooting that was about to take place seconds from now. He then put down a video camera on the table, which was at that point recording. He would then place down a sports bag at the table, and then a few seconds later pulled out an Colt AR-15 rifle. And then Martin started to take aim at people in the cafe. He fires a shot at Mo Yeating, hitting him clean through the neck, killing him instantly. He then fires a shot at Su Ling Chung, striking her literally clean in the head, killing her immediately as well. He then fired a shot at Mick Sargent, hitting him in the scalp as he was diving to hide under the table. He then fires a shot at his girlfriend, Kate Scott, killing her with a shot through the back of the head. He then fired at Jason Winter, who threw a tray at Martin's head, literally in dead centre. He then turned and fired a shot into Anthony Nightingale's neck, killing him. He then fires a shot at Kevin Sharp, injuring him directly in the arm. Shrapnel from that injures Gabe Fiddler. He then fires another shot into Kevin, killing him, also injuring Gay's husband, John. He then fires a shot at Walter Bennett, killing him, and also Ray Sharp through the head, killing him as well. Also injures Gary Broom. He then fires at Andrew Mills, hitting him directly into the the head, killing him. He then fires at Tony Kiston, hitting him in the head and injuring Velma Walker and Pamela Law and Patricia Barker. He then fires a shot at Graham Collier, hitting him in the neck, severely wounding him. He then fires a shot at Mervyn Howard, killing him into his head. The shot will go through his head and smash through the window, hitting the chair. He then fires a shot at his wife, Mary Howard, severely injuring her through the neck. He then moved closer to her, firing a shot into her face, killing her instantly. He then fires a shot at Carol Laughlin. He would go through her back and hit her daughter, killing her. He then fires in 2 shots and injures Robert Elliott. At this point, 15 seconds have gone by, and Bryant has managed to fire 17 shots. He then continues. He fires a shot into Nicole Burgess, hitting her directly in the head, killing her instantly. He then fires a shot at the other cashier, Elizabeth Howard, killing her with 2 shots to the chest. He would then immediately, after that, fire at Dennis Lever, striking him in the head, killing him. He pushed his wife on the floor before he was shot. He then fires a shot at Gwen Neander, hitting her in the face, killing her immediately. As he makes his way back towards the main part of the cafe, he fires 2 shots at Jason Minter, hitting him in the head and neck, killing him instantly. He then severely wounded Peter Crosswell in the bollock, and then he goes back to the gift shop. He then fires at Pauline Masters, hitting her in the head, killing her instantly. He then fires a shot at Ronald Jari, killing him with a shot to the head too. He then fires a shot into Peter Nash's head, killing him also instantly. He then pulled the trigger with a gun pointed at a random Asian man, but no bullets came out because he ran out of ammunition. He then went to the main part of the cafe, the cash register, and reloaded, and then exits the cafe. At this point, people were evacuating or thinking it was a reenactment going on. He fires 2 shots toward people near the information centre, but nobody would be injured. He then makes his way to the car park. In the cafe, he killed 20 people and wounded 12, making the total to 22 dead, 12 injured. In the car park, he would go at 4 buses and continue shooting around them and in them. He would fire a shot at a bus driver, Royce Thompson, hitting him in the back. He would bleed to death from that gunshot wound. He then injured Ian McElwee and Bridget Cook. He would then fire at Winifred Applin, killing her with a shot to the side. He would then fire a shot at Yvonne Luckley, hitting her in the cheek, grazing her in the cheek as she ran away. He then fires at Janet Quinn in the buttock, severely wounding her. He then injured Doug Hutchinson in the arm as he was standing there. He would then make his way back into his car and just sits there for a few seconds, changing his gun. He then got out with a L1A1 self-loading rifle. Now, he then fired a shot at people along the other side of the water, at people hiding behind trees, and also at people near the information center. He didn't strike anyone else, thank God. Martin would then make his way back towards the buses, continuing to shoot people there. So, yeah. He then walked back towards Janet Quinn, who was lying on the floor, very severely wounded. He fired a shot into her abdomen, once again, into her. She would later bleed to death from that wound, sadly. He then got into the bus and looked for anyone, but no one was inside. He then decided to fire at the neighbouring bus, killing Elva Gaylord with a shot to the chest. He then fired at Gordon Francis, hitting him in the back as he was trying to shut the bus's door. He then got out of the bus and noticed Neville Quinn, her husband, who was comforting her as she was dying. He would chase him around the bus about 3-4 times. This lasted for about 45 seconds until, Neville would run into a bus, the same bus that Martin entered, to fire at the neighbouring bus with 2 shots, and then Martin would follow him into that bus and fire a shot that grazed his neck and severely injured him, temporarily paralysed him. He then fired a tourist named James Velasco, who was filming Martin shooting people. He then got back to his car and would drive away. He was heading back to Seascape. During the time he left, 2 more people, Royce Thompson and Janet Quinn, both passed away from their wounds, leaving at the bus. Basically, at the bus, Martin killed 4 and wounded 6 before leaving. Bryant would then drive 1,000 feet and noticed people running. He would target Nanette Mikak and her 2 children. He fired a shot at Nanette, hitting her in the temple, killing her instantly. She said, "Please don't kill my babies," when she was shot. He then fired a shot at Madeline, hitting her in the shoulder, severely injuring her. He then killed her with a shot to the chest as she was rubbing on her wound before. He then ran towards Alana and killed her with a single shot to the neck. Yeah, it's terrible. He then made his way back to the car and drove off back towards Seascape. He then parked right at a BMW with 4 people inside. He would argue with one of the occupants called Robert Saltzman, who was with his girlfriend, his wife, and 2 friends. He would then grab the self-loading L1A1 self-loading rifle from earlier and fire a shot and killed Robert with a shot to the neck. As Russell Pollard tried to run from the vehicle, he was also shot and killed with a shot to the chest. He then killed Helen Saltzman with a shot to the neck and pulled her out of the car. He then killed Mary Nixon with 2 shots to the chest and pulled her body out of the car as well. He then fired 4 shots toward a car that was moving and the car would be hit. He then grabbed supplies from the yellow Volvo he had and put it all into the BMW. And then he drove off in the BMW towards Seascape. After driving a bit more further, Martin arrived at a gas station and blocked the car that was exiting it. He would then point the gun at Glenn Pears, who exited the car and approached Martin. He forced him into the boot of the BMW at gunpoint after he did that, and then he made his way back to the car and shot and killed Zoe Hall with shots to her neck and her chest and her back, all fatal. He then made his way to the Seascape cottage. He then stopped there, right at the exit area, an entrance area, and gets out of his car, starts firing at passing cars. He shoots and wounds Linda White in the forearm, and he then injures Doug Horn with glass shrapnel. He then injures Simon Williams and Susan Williams in the hand, both in the hand, and then made his way back to the cottage, towards Seascape, where the rest of the attack would happen. He parked his BMW behind one of the cottages, and he got out of the cottage, took Glenn Pears into the Seascape cottage, and then went back out and grabbed more supplies and burnt the car, set it on fire. He then would stay in the cottage for 18 hours. During this time, he would kill Glenn and set the place on fire and run out to the place on fire himself, and would be badly wounded. In the whole attack, Martin killed 35 people and wounded 23. He would be sentenced to 35 life sentences without the possibility of parole. And he's still in prison to this day at 56 years old. I hope the little murdering cunt is suffering in there, honestly. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.